From Triggered to Tranquil is a self-help book that helps readers quickly catch and calm emotional reactivity so that we can get back to being resourceful, confident, and open-hearted. It shows readers the 5 steps of trigger work, and these 5 steps help you notice that you're getting triggered, which means upset, shut down, wanting to run away, those kinds of things. Helps you notice it, and then do some other practices that bring you into a more compassionate relationship with yourself, give you a little more understanding of where the other person might be coming from, and then know how to go back and repair any damage that might have been done with somebody from a trigger reaction, so you can really get more intimate with each other. You get to know each other's trigger responses. You confess these to the other person, and you learn how to reassure one another and help each other feel safe.
In the book, you say the journey to mastering your triggers begins when you recognize reactivity in yourself. Tell us more about that, please.
Well, it's really valuable to begin to recognize reactivity in ourselves, because that does empower us to start to pay attention. But the trouble is, a lot of people don't want to see reactivity in themselves. They want to say, why doesn't that other person do something different? And I'm not triggered. I'm just telling you my reason for what I did, or why you shouldn't be upset. And so people often think they're just being reasonable, but they're actually being triggered. So to get to recognizing reactivity in yourself, often you have to go through some painful interactions where there's disconnection with somebody that's really important to you, or you realize that you're so agitated after a day of work that you can't calm yourself down. So when you begin to let in the consequences of not handling your trigger reactions, that is the beginning of the journey. And even though it feels kind of painful, and for some people they don't like to see that in themselves, there's tremendous value in recognizing and learning to work with your triggers. It's the beginning of really deep self-acceptance.
What should a person do if they get upset in front of a bunch of other people? For example, a team meeting at work.
Well, first I want to say that if a person has practiced these 5 steps of trigger work, they're going to more easily see it coming that they're about to get reactive or scared to say something, that sort of thing in a meeting. So just knowing about your trigger signature, which is one of the steps of trigger work, that means your early warning signs, just knowing that, you're a little more able to go, oh, the heat's rising in my face, before doing something that they're going to regret later on. They can notice those early warning signs, and they can begin to calm themselves down. They can begin to just feel how the chair is supporting them. They might look for a friendly face. So some of the tools in the book just help you ground in the present moment and get out of the fear stories in your head. The next thing that they might have to do is take a bathroom break if they really can't calm themselves down. And I have a whole chapter about just getting triggered in groups. So there's a number of ways that you can either give yourself a little pause or take a break from the situation. And then when you're safe at home, you can do a little more inner work to help you get stronger when these trigger reactions start coming up, to help you get more resilient and actually be able to say, I need like in the middle of a conversation or a group, I need a moment to get connected to myself here, and take that time. So what people can do is first notice that it's coming, see if you can calm yourself in the group, but also sometimes ask for a moment. I've done a lot of work with trial attorneys who, in a very contentious atmosphere, I have taught them how to catch those early warning signs, and so quickly, right when they're standing there in a court and a judge just says, no, you can't talk anymore, and they've prepared this big argument and the judge cuts them off. There's some very triggering things that happen in the lives of trial attorneys. So we've done little role plays where somebody acts out the judge, and it shows you how to do this for yourself in the book, but you can get yourself centered in about 15 seconds. It's been amazing to me how people, they practice it in our little learning laboratory with the role plays, and then they report that, oh, I was able to feel that 7-year-old boy just when my father used to tell me to shut up, and I was able to give that boy some compassion, and it like all happened in an instant, really, because once you know the territory of your triggers, you have to do these exercises multiple times, and you get much more relaxed about the fact that, oh, I don't have to be afraid of my trigger reactions. I know what to do.
What do you most hope readers will take away from your book?
What I most hope readers will take away from my book is I hope they will accept that everybody gets triggered, and they will probably get triggered from time to time, even if they master all the practices in this book. I hope they'll come to value the process of knowing themselves more deeply. That comes from doing this trigger work. And I hope they'll be more compassionate with themselves and others and realize that you can't always do things perfect the first time, but knowing these 5 steps to trigger work, you can go back and repair any damages. So you're not so worried about doing everything perfectly. What I'm really trying to create here is a world where people are more compassionate and forgiving toward themselves and others. I think we need a lot of tenderness right now if we're going to deal with the really big problems facing humanity today.